you for that waiting room music, Jeanie B. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our very first session of the day, November 10th. And welcome to the Southeastern Wisconsin, or SEWI, Virtual Youth Services Performers Showcase. The showcase is sponsored by the SEWI Library Systems, which includes the Arrowhead Library System, Bridges Library System, Kenosha County Library System, Lake Shores Library System, Milwaukee County Federated Library System, and Monarch Library Systems. My name is Caitlin Schaefer. I'm the Youth Services Librarian at the Oconomowoc Public Library, and I'm going to be your MC for this session. All attendees will be muted. Your webcams are turned off and chat is disabled. So you can really sit back, relax, view the demonstrations without any interruptions. If you have any problems or questions, please submit those in the Q&A box, which you can find either in the lower portion of your screen if you're on a PC or a laptop, or possibly in the upper portion of your mobile device if you're using a phone or a tablet. All sessions will be recorded and made available on YouTube for a limited time. You will find the YouTube link in your program booklet. For your convenience, in the chat box, we will post a link to a view-only copy of the program booklet in case you might need that. Please note that the viewable copy is only available during these performer showcase sessions. The recordings will be available from November 22nd, 2020 until June 1st, 2021. And again, that YouTube link is listed in the booklet. So our three performers for this hour are Jeanie B, Cartooning is Fun, and Frog Chorus Nature Education. Each performer will have up to 10 minutes to provide a sample performance and then up to 5 minutes to answer any questions you might have. You can submit your questions by typing them into the Q&A box and we will read them to the performer for you to answer. So let's begin our showcase session. Our first performer is Jeanie B with an exclamation point. Jeanie B is a seasoned children's musician who has performed at hundreds of libraries across the land, delighting audiences with catchy tunes, positive messages, early literacy, and bubble wrap on occasion. If you're following along in your booklet, more information about Jeanie B is on page 21. Go ahead, Jeanie B.
Well, thank you, Caitlin. I appreciate it. Hi, everybody, and good morning. I'm honored to be your first guest of the morning. So as she said, I've been doing this for about 20 years, and I've taught music to young children and toured around the country. And when I come to your library, I always will have my show focused around early literacy and books and reading and how fun that is. All my songs are interactive and upbeat and engaging with the children. So let's go ahead and do a little excerpt of some of those songs. And to get you all moving this morning, we're going to start by spelling the word hello. And I like to turn our bodies into the letters too. So the first letter in the word hello is a great big H. So raise your arms way up to the sky, reach up high. There's our H. And the second letter in the word hello is an E. Now an E sticks three things out. I got two. Where am I going to find the third? Maybe my tongue, my belly. How about a leg? Can you get a leg up there? Oh, it's early. Let's see. Oh, there's an E. Very good. And then we have two L's. One arm up, one to the side. Tap your fingers because there's the second L. And the last letter in the word hello is an O, and it's a round letter. Can you spin around with your round O like this? Oh, hello, 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 everyone. And then I'm going to take you through a lot of easy little movements like marching your feet, clapping your hands, but we're going to end with some more difficult movements for the older kids, and it's a challenge, and maybe you can do this morning. Set your coffee cup on your head. No, pat your head with one hand up and down, and rub your tummy in a circle with your other hand. So one hand's going up and down, one's going round and round. Now let's see if you can do that standing on one foot. Wait a minute, can you do it in hop? Pat your head, rub your tummy and hop. Pat your head, rub your tummy and hop. Pat your head, rub your tummy and hop. Hello, everyone. All right, that got your blood going, I hope. So I also, wait a minute, there's a word over here. I found a word. What is this word? The word is book. How do we spell book? B-O-O-K. Say it with me. B-O-O-K. K. So I want to show you how to say book using your hands. So we're going to use something called sign language. Sign language is a language that we speak using our hands. This means book. So every time you hear me spell the word book, I want you to make book with your hands like that. Now, if you want to be challenged, you want to challenge yourself, you can spell the word book like this. So this is B, make a B. It's just hold your hand up, put your thumb in front of it like that. Then O, here's another O, then K. It kind of looks like you're just saying okay. So B, O, O, K. Try it with me. B, O, O, K. So every time you hear me spell the word book, B-O-O-K, I want you to either do this or spell it with your hands. Here's the fun part. I'm going to kind of hide it in the song. Ready? I'm spending the day with my B-O-O-K. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. It's so fun to stay with my B-O-O-K. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. How many times did we spell book? Let's try it again. See if you can see how many times we do it. And spell book. Ready? Spending the day with my B-O-O-K. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be okay. It's so fun to stay with my B-O-O-K. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be okay. Good job. How many books do you think we ought to read? Well, I'm gonna read 1,000 books. I'm gonna read 1,000 books. I'm gonna read 1,000 books before kindergarten. That's a lot of books. So if I'm gonna read all those books, I'm gonna need a lot of energy. So maybe I should eat some really healthy food. Can you name a healthy food? I'm gonna eat 1,000 apples. I'm gonna eat 1,000 apples. I'm gonna eat 1,000 apples before kindergarten. Very good. Now, to be a healthy reader, I've got to be a healthy body. So I probably should exercise a little bit. What should I do to exercise? Oh, good idea. I'm going to walk 1,000 miles. I'm going to walk 1,000 miles. I'm going to walk 1,000 miles before kindergarten. I'm tired just thinking about that. So I'm going to take 1,000 naps. I'm going to take 1,000 naps. I'm going to take kindergarten. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep after all that walking. So here's a fun song about reading. And what I'd like you to do is pretend you're playing an air guitar, or just wave your hands in the air like that while we sing the nanas, okay? The nanas, I'm going to teach you when I have more time. I'm going to make sure you know all the nanas. But while we're at it today, just wave your hands or play your air guitar while we sing the nanas. 1, 2, ready, na 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 na. Na 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 na. When you open a book, when you open a book. Oh yes, I love books. So I wanted to do a couple songs about seasons, because I do shows about all the seasons and I like to bring lots of fun things in to show what's going on in the winter, spring, summer, and fall. And for my winter shows, I do completely secular shows, or if you'd like, I can do holiday shows as well. But I bring in bubbles and all kinds of things that feel like snow. We build snowmen, and we just have a lot of fun at all the shows. Sleigh bells ring, I am listening in the lane. Snow is glistening. Beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. All right, so in the summertime, we may want to go for a bike ride. So we have to get on our imaginary bikes. And the great thing about an imaginary bike is you can ride it any way you want. So you can pedal like this. I can put my pedals anywhere. You can pedal like this. You can sit in a chair and pedal like this. And You could even lay on your back on the floor and pedal with your feet in the air because it's an imaginary bike. I'm going to give you 5 reasons to ride it. I got 5 reasons to ride my bike. 5 reasons to ride my bike. I got 5 reasons to ride my bike. Ride, ride. Keep pedaling. Reason 5. Exercise. It makes your body strong. Reason 4. You're never bored while you're pedaling along. Keep pedaling. Whoop. And how about in the fall? Well, in the fall, I'm going to do songs about leaves and all kinds of fun fall activities and Halloween. Now, this is my favorite book for the fall and Halloween. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. So my Halloween show is not scary. It's super fun. It's about pumpkins and bats and skeletons and spiders, but all in a very friendly way because we don't want to scare anybody. So with my Great Pumpkin song, every time you hear me sing, hey, great pumpkin, when you gonna come? Your job is to say, pop, 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 a pumpkin. That's a lot of P sounds, isn't it? The letter P, pop, pop, pumpkin, because pumpkin starts with P. All right, here we go. Ready for your pumpkin part? Hey, great pumpkin, when you gonna come? Pop, 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 a pumpkin. Hey, great pumpkin, when you gonna come? Pop, 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 a pumpkin. Good grief. Good grief, Charlie Brown. So the other thing that happens in the fall is we go back to school. And I know this year is a little bit different, but remember that sign language we talked about? We're going to do a song about going back to school using sign language, okay? And we're going to say, it's time to go back to school. Say goodbye to the swimming pool. Say hello to friends. Wear a mask and cleanse. It's time to go back to school. Good, follow along. I'm going to sing it now. It's time to go back to school. Say goodbye to the swimming pool. Say hello to friends. Wear a mask and cleanse. It's time to go back to school. Good job. Now in the springtime, there's a lot of things going on in the spring, right? So one of the things that happens, what comes up out of the ground? Can you tell me? They smell good, they're pretty. Your mom smells good and pretty? Yeah, okay. But maybe there's something else. And let's see how we make a flower. First, you start with a seed. Show me your seed. And here's our pot. We're gonna put it in a pot. First, you take a seed and you plant it. Then the sun comes out and warms up our planet. A rain cloud comes and gives it all a drink. Then the flowers pop up. What do you think? I made a flower. Thank you all for watching. Let's do one quick goodbye song using sign language. This is in 5 different languages, the 5th language being sign language. Follow along. Goodbye, friends. Adios, amigos. Kwaheri Rafiki. Au revoir. It's time to say goodbye. Mwah. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeanie B. All right. If anybody has questions for Jeanie B, remember you can put them right down in the Q&A, and I will read them out for Jeanie B to answer. My first question that I had for you, Jeanie B, is just one that we wanted to ask our performers. Would you be open to libraries collaborating with other libraries to book you for either in-person or virtual performances?
Absolutely. So you might notice in the program book that I did not list my pricing because we are in such wacky times right now. I am absolutely open to doing virtual shows, pre-recorded shows, in-person shows when we can, again, safely. And, you know, the pricing needs to be flexible. I'm sure your budgets have been a little bit messed up maybe because of COVID, and I just didn't want to put anything chiseled in stone. I want to be flexible and work with you, and would love to entertain your patrons however we can make that work.
Wonderful. And on that note as well, I know a lot of librarians have been wondering if you allow libraries to post the recording of your virtual shows on their website or social media pages for any amount of time post-show, or?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. And also wanted you to know that my website, jeaniebmusic.com, you can subscribe to the Rockstar membership. It's only $100 for the whole year. And right now I have over 65 videos on there, very similar to what you're seeing now. It's very interactive and engaging with the kids, and all of my music, all 7 of my CDs, every one of them is available to download or to stream. And all the videos I'm continuing right now. I'm about to do all my winter songs, but I'm doing them by season and by category, so that if you're doing a story time and you want to have a song to go with it and you want it to be interactive, you could play the video for your kids. And you could encourage your patrons to subscribe as well. It's just trying to make an interactive tool for everybody to use at home or in the library or remotely, and keep kids engaged with music and learning that way.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know about that resource. We have a question from Bethany asking, is your goodbye song recorded anywhere? She really likes the incorporation of multiple languages.
Yes, and that was just the first verse. It also says, I wish you peace and I send you love, in 5 languages as well. And that is recorded it's on my Jeanie B Music website. I believe that one is actually on my YouTube channel as well. So if you go on my website and go down to the bottom, you'll see the little icon for YouTube. There's a number of videos on my YouTube channel that are free, and that one is on my YouTube channel.
Thank you. And then we also just have a fantastic comment from a fan. Jenny says, oh, Jeanie B, you are so talented. I highly recommend this performer.
Thank you, Jenny.
Here, you've been at my library and it was just a blast. So same here.
Yeah, well, thank you. I don't have any bubble wrap with me right now, but you all know that the show, in-person show, always ends with my bubble wrap song. I bring the big bubble wrap and I roll out reams of it so that everyone gets to jump on it. And I play a rock and roll song called Bubble Wrap, and the kids jump on it and have fun. And then the balloons come out and everyone goes home. With the parents going, well, you wore my kid out, but they're a little wound up. Sorry,
Feast for the senses.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jeanie B. It does.
My pleasure.
Do you have any other questions as of right now?
Okay.
So I guess we will call that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So now we're going on to our next performer, and our next performer is Cartooning is Fun. Paul Merkline, cartoonist, is ready to guide your patrons through drawing famous cartoon characters and is able to present both in-person and virtual classes on cartooning. If you are following along in your booklet, Paul's information is on page 8. We are ready for you, Paul. See if we get Paul in here. Maybe I don't know. I can't really ad lib my drawing expertise. Here's a circle and a stick. There we go. Looking good. We've got sound for Paul.
Okay, there we go. Am I in?
No
All
worries.
right.
That's okay. I was doing my my drawing guide there.
You know, that's just as good. You might get a few shows. You never know. All right. I apologize for that technical glitch. My name's Paul. I draw cartoons, and I want to thank everybody for virtually being here. What I do is my program is called Cartooning is Fun, and I do both in-person and virtual programs, and I show kids, teens, and adults how cartooning is fast, it's fun, and it's easy. And this summer, I basically spent a really fun summer visiting public libraries all over the country and not even leaving my house. And so I really enjoyed that. In fact, last Saturday, I visited the community library in beautiful Salem, Wisconsin. I don't know if some of you know where that is. Salem is sort of right halfway between Lake Geneva and Kenosha. And I did a virtual program there where I showed a bunch of young artists how to draw crazy characters from books by Dr. Seuss. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be showing you how to draw a very famous cartoon character that I think you're all going to recognize. I'm going to switch over to my bat camera, and bingo, you should be able to see my pad of paper, my two hands, and my black marker. So basically when people attend my virtual program, all they need is a few sheets of blank white unlined paper like you can see right here, and they need a pencil with a nice big fat pink eraser. Okay, if the eraser is separate, that's fine. If you have a pencil sharpener, that also helps, but it's not crucial. All they pretty much need is the paper, the pencil, and the eraser. I'm going to be drawing with a nice big fat black marker, and that way everybody can see what I'm drawing. But for everybody participating, I always ask if they draw with a pencil and eraser, and that way if they draw a line that they don't like or they make a mistake, even though there's really no mistakes to be made, they can erase the line. Okay, so I'm going to start drawing with my black marker, and I'm going to show you all how easy it is to draw a very famous cartoon character. One of the things I like to emphasize is not only is cartooning fast, fun, and easy, but once you know the 5 most important features of every cartoon face, you can pretty much draw any cartoon character, okay? Now, if there's only 5 important features, the first 2 features are the eyes. So I'm going to start by drawing the eyes. Watch how easy this is. Okay, once again, I'm drawing the first 2 features of every cartoon face, and bingo, I'm already done drawing the eyes, okay? Those, once again, are the first 2 features. Now, if the eyes were the first 2 features, anybody want to take a wild guess? What do you think might possibly be feature number 3? Now, this is where I start interacting during my virtual program with everyone who's participating. Because what I do is, even though I mute their mics, and that way when I ask a question, it doesn't turn into chaos, but what I have them do is they can answer my questions and they can leave a comment using the chat box. The chat box is usually very easy to access. There's usually a chat icon right at the bottom of your screen where I'm pointing with my marker, and you click on the chat icon, and that way you can answer my question. So when I say, what do you think is the 3rd most important feature of every face? When someone types in the nose, I can say, yep, you are absolutely right, Jimmy. The nose is the 3rd most important feature. And if you think the 2 eyes were easy to draw, wait till you see how easy it is to draw the nose. So there we got the 2 eyes and the nose. Those, once again, are the first 3 most important features. Another thing I do when I'm doing my virtual programs and when I do my in-person programs is I draw very slowly. And I do this so that nobody feels like they're getting left behind, like they're running out of time, okay? And like they feel like they have to pick up the pace, okay? So I draw very slowly so nobody gets left in the dust. And I also leave time at the end of each drawing that if someone does fall a little bit behind, they've got time to catch up. So now we got the first 3 features, the 2 eyes and the nose. Now I'm getting ready. Whoops, I just bumped into my camera there. Now I'm getting ready to draw feature number 4. okay, which is usually found directly under the nose. Anybody want to take a wild guess? What do you think it might be? And yes, Susie, you're right. It's the mouth. So I'm going to draw the mouth next. So there we have the first 4 features of every cartoon face: the 2 eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Now, some of you may already think, you may already have an idea, you may have a notion of who it is we're all drawing. If you think you know who this is, do me a favor. In fact, do everybody a favor. Don't yell out their name. In fact, don't even whisper it, okay? Because we don't want to spoil the surprise for anybody else. So we get the first 4 features, which are the 2 eyes, the nose, the mouth. Now, before we draw feature number 5, first I'm going to add just a couple very easy to draw details, okay? See how easy those were to draw? You'll notice when I'm drawing this face and when I draw every cartoon face during my program, I'm using very simple shapes and lines, all right? Nothing too difficult, nothing too complicated to draw. So there we got the first 4 features. Now I'm getting ready to draw feature number 5, which is the entire shape of the head, okay? If you think you know what shape it is I'm going to draw next, I want you to type that in to the chat box. Once again, this is the way I interact with participants when I'm doing a virtual program. Okay, am I going to draw a square? Am I going to draw a triangle? Am I going to draw a rectangle? Maybe a parallelogram? No. Oh, it looks like Timmy got it right. I'm going to draw a circle. Okay, first I'm going to draw a little circle over here. And now I'm going to draw a much bigger circle. And don't worry, don't panic. I know a lot of you are thinking, oh my gosh, I've never drawn a perfect circle before. I don't think I can do this. Guess what? Nobody expects you to draw a perfect circle, okay? Don't worry about drawing straight lines. Don't worry about drawing perfect circles. This is not geometry class, okay? Watch what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a circle. Once again, I want you to draw it nice, slowly and carefully, and it does not have to be a perfect circle. Okay, there's a circle. I'm going to now finish up. I'm going to add some more details. I'll let the rest of you add details, and I'm going to finish up my drawing in about 30 seconds here. All right, there we go. I'm pretty much done. I'll let the rest of you finish up. Remember, we always give everybody a little time at the end, okay, to finish up. Now, while the rest of you are finishing up, if any of you think you know, or if you want to take a wild guess, if you want to take a wild stab in the dark, type in the name of who you think it is we all are drawing today. Who do you think this is? And I'll give you a clue. This is a very famous, probably one of the most famous cartoon characters in the history of cartoons, okay? And let's see, we've already got a correct guess. Once again, somebody can type the name into the chat box, and it looks like Sally guessed correctly, and Sally guessed Charlie Brown. Very good job, Sally. And just for trivia, Charlie Brown's little sister is also named Sally, okay? And that's a lot of what I do while I'm drawing famous cartoon characters. I'll give a little bit of trivia, all right? Not only do we draw the characters, but I also have the participants in the program help me out. For instance, I tell them one of the great things about drawing cartoons is that when you're drawing cartoons, your cartoon is not finished until you are, until you say so. For instance, what if I want to make Charlie Brown into a superhero? I'm going to use some very basic lines here, and I'm going to turn Charlie Brown into a superhero. There's his mask, and there's his cape. Okay, So we can turn Charlie Brown into a superhero, or if you want, we could turn him into a pirate, or we could turn him into a zombie, or we can just leave him be good old Charlie Brown. All right. If you'd like to see a quick video of me drawing at a library and see the reactions of the librarian and the kids, you're welcome to go to my website, which is called cartooningisfun.com. And there's a very brief 1-minute video there that you can watch. Again, thanks a lot for being here today, and I'll be happy to take any questions that you have. Anybody have any questions?
Let's see, we don't have any quite yet, but yes, if anybody has any questions for Paul, go ahead and pop it into the Q&A. We do have a comment. Stacy says, Paul came to our library this past summer and the kids loved it.
Thank you very much, Stacy.
All right, and then I was going to ask you the same question that I have asked some of the other performers here, which is, are you open to libraries collaborating with other libraries to book you for either virtual or in-person performances or classes?
Yes, I did several library programs this summer. A couple of them were in person in Wisconsin, but I also did virtual library programs, all over the country. And a couple of them did have libraries cooperate, where we all logged on, we all tuned into, we all participated on the same Zoom program.
Awesome. A couple other questions rolling in here for you. What is the best audience size for your show? And can you accommodate groups of up to 100+ kids?
Depending on if it's virtual or in person, I can tell you I've done library programs for, believe it or not, over 1,000 people. For a virtual program where I have everybody drawing, that could be a little problematic, but I think it would still work. But I'm guessing there would be, I'm guessing the chat box would be very active, and I wouldn't necessarily be able to answer everyone's question or respond to what every single person is saying.
Good points. There's some other questions here. Do you allow your videos of your virtual performances to be shared after the fact, like on a library's website or social media? And two-parter, do you do themed tutorials?
Do I do, what was that, themes?
Themed tutorials.
Yes. For instance, I recently did a Halloween program where myself and everybody else was drawing famous Halloween faces like Frankenstein and Batman and who else? I think I also drew Harry Potter. And then, like I said, last Saturday, I did a program at the community library in Salem, Wisconsin, where we were all drawing famous faces from Dr. Seuss books. If you want, if you go to my website, cartooningisfun.com, scroll down to the bottom, you'll see an icon, a link to my YouTube page. And if you click on that, you'll actually see my entire Halloween program that was recorded at a library in Northern Illinois just a few weeks ago.
Okay, and then also the same participant was wondering, do you allow video of your performances or classes to be shared after the event itself?
Yes, many of the libraries that I've worked with will record the program. So if anyone was unable to attend virtually or in person, they can watch it afterwards on the library's YouTube page. And that's fine with me.
Awesome. Someone else is wondering, is there a difference in price for your virtual versus your in-person programming and classes?
No, both pricing is the same. And my pricing is flexible. I believe my prices are in the booklet, but my pricing is flexible.
Awesome, thank you. Karen wanted to mention that Paul did a show for us and I still have the larger than life drawing he did of me and I love it. Apparently you did some librarian caricatures in there as well.
Yes, I used to actually draw people from the audience. I usually don't do that anymore for a variety of reasons that I won't get into. Now I tend to focus on famous cartoon faces that everybody recognizes and loves.
Awesome. And then just one last one, I think kind of a follow-up to the question about your audience size earlier. Just kind of confirming for in-person shows, like a group of around 100 to 200 kids, you can work with that?
Oh yeah, that's fine. It really depends on the venue. Some libraries have, big rooms. I've been in libraries that have, older libraries that have like a whole theater. And then some libraries obviously have much smaller rooms. So it really depends on how many people you can fit into a room. Even for my in-person programs though, I don't require much space myself. I need about a 5-foot radius, and that's about it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Paul Merkline, everyone. Thank you so much for showing us what you can do and demonstrating your awesome work today, Paul. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot. It was a lot of fun being here.
Awesome. See you later. Okay, so our third and final performer for this session is Frog Chorus Nature Education with David Stokes. David Stokes engages audiences with live animal fun, songs, sign language, humor, and up-close views of frogs, turtles, snakes, mice, fish, and more. If you are following along in your booklet, David's information is on page 19. Hello, David.
Hi there. Has asked you to start the video. I see she's cut it off. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. Everybody say good day, friends. Please make 2 hooks like this. This means friend in sign language. I like to use sign. It tells me if you're paying attention. Everybody say good day, friends. My name is David. Everybody say hi, David. And sometimes they call me Turtle Man. Everybody make a turtle. Make a turtle. Put the shell on top. Now take the shell off. Ouch! You can't take the shell off. Make a turtle. Put the shell on. Take the shell off. Ouch! Everybody say, stop it. Make a turtle. Only on television does a turtle jump out of its shell, take a bath, and get back in. The turtle shell is the turtle's back. Everybody say, prove it. Yeah, so we might try to do that. You know what I learned at the theme for this summer, and could be year-round, for the summer library programs, is tales and tales. Tales like stories and tales like animal tales. So I want you to meet an animal that has a great tale. When I do presentations, I like to use sign language, motions, to sort of interact with the students and ask people to be participating in what's going on. Like we can interact in singing songs. So I want to bring out one of my favorite turtles that has a long tail. You might want to guess who it is. Everybody say drip dry. It's in water. When I come, I bring live creatures, which people, sometimes they can touch, sometimes not, depending on the rules and protocol. This is my friend, the common snapping turtle, and she is 10 years old. You know why I know she's 10 years old? I've had her for 10 years. She has a super long tail like a dinosaur. She has long toenails like your mom. Oops. And she has a tiny shell on the bottom. And I noticed that her shell on the bottom is flat. If a snapping turtle has a flat bottom, a flat plastron, the belly is flat, it's a girl. If it has a dent, it's a boy. And she has a great face. Everybody say bye-bye, snapping turtle. I use live creatures in my presentations. Now, did I touch the turtle? Oh yeah, and I have to wash my hands. Everybody say baby wipes. I use wipes to wash off my hands, and then I'll wash them for 20 seconds later too. The idea is that I use animals to incorporate into my programs. They can, sometimes we can touch them, sometimes we can't. It depends on the protocol and of course, and the changes over this next year. Now, everybody make the sign for science. This means science in sign language. Now make 2 Bs. Make your hands look like mine, say biology. I like to use science-based programs, and I try to bring joy and science at the same time. All right. I want to read you a riddle. This riddle's about an animal. Everybody make the sign for animal. This means animal in sign language. When I do that, some of my friends go like this. What's that supposed to be? Everybody say chicken dance, make a bird, make a bird. Question, did you ever eat a bird? Yeah. A chicken is a bird. Chicken nuggets taste great. By the way, this is about an animal. It has a cool tail. That's a new hint. See if you can guess who I'm talking about. I am not one of the smartest animals on earth, but my long, strong claws help me dig a tunnel or search for tasty fruit, insects, mice, and other small animals, which I like to eat. Who am I? Everybody say, think. I'll give you a new hint. I'm not one of the smartest animals on earth. My long, strong claws help me dig a tunnel or search out tasty fruit, insects, mice, and other small animals, which I like to eat. I do not have to be smart to protect myself from danger. Think. I am not one of the smartest animals on earth, but my long, strong claws help me dig a tunnel or search out tasty fruit, insects, mice, and other small animals, which I like to eat. I do not have to be smart to protect myself from danger. When I lift my tail, it's a warning of a smelly surprise. Everybody make a K. Make your hand look like mine. Everybody say, skunk. Yeah. I stuck my head in a little skunk's hole. Little skunk said, oh, bless my soul. Take it out, take it out, take it out, remove it. I didn't take it out. Little skunk said, if you don't take it out, you wish you had. Take it out, take it out, take it out. I removed it. Too late. Is this a real skunk? Depends on what real is, right? Some of us are raised in the 60s. Forget about that. It's a skunk because of black and white. Everybody, let's practice language. Everybody say black and white is warning coloration. Everybody say warning coloration. It's the opposite of camouflage. I know this is a skunk because even though it's a puppet, it has a black and white color and it has a great tail. And if you ever see a skunk's tail go up in the air, back up. Now, is this a mom or a dad? Yeah, it's a mom. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can't believe it. Wait a minute. Everybody say twins. Yeah. Now, excuse me. I have to talk to the baby skunks. Listen, you're not born in November. You're born in spring. So get out of your mom and leave her alone. And skunks, you know what one of skunks' favorite foods is? Everybody say hornets and bees. They eat hornets and bees in the ground. And some baby skunks eat so many hornets, they die from the poison. It's like eating too many brats. Just kidding. Now, I also, in my presentations, I use puppets, and I also use real animal furs and animal parts. Everybody say, it's real. Everybody say, it's real, but it's dead. It's real dead, like a cheeseburger. Yeah. And there are times when people can touch these. They can try them on. Using library protocol this last year, I had people touch things and then they sat for 3 days afterward they were sanitized. Now, there's one more animal I want you to think about that I use in my presentations that has a tail. And I'm going to ask you about this. When someone with a bald head and a beard sits in front of you with a bag tied in a knot, what do you think's in the bag? Everybody say, snake. Make the sign for snake. Why do we put snakes in a bag? One kid told me so they don't bite. Everybody smile. Everybody say, I could bite you. I'm not gonna bite you, but I could bite you. We put snakes in a bag to control the snake. When I bring out the snake, please do not scream. Do you know why? Because it bothers me. Yeah. Snakes do not have ears. For all practical purposes, a snake cannot hear you. Now, when I bring out the snake, this snake is called, by the way, the pumpkin snake. I call it a pumpkin snake because, well, one kid in the program once called it a pumpkin snake. I like to call it pumpkin snake because it's really the red rat snake. Everybody say, hello, pumpkin snake. Yeah, this is my friend, the pumpkin snake. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Everybody say, nice rug. Oh, there we go. Now, you might ask yourself, why do I put the snake on my head? The main reason is because I don't have to say, may I have your attention, please? I put the snake on my head because my head is warm. Everybody feel your neck. Is your neck warm? Everybody say warm blood. Feel your armpit. Is it warm? Everybody say warm blood. Feel your head. Regardless of what your brother or sister say, you got a huge brain. Everybody say warm blood. Snakes do not have warm blood. Matter of fact, birds, everybody make bird. Everybody feel your hair. You don't have a beard. If I did this, you'd be going like bald eagle. Birds and mammals are the only animals that have warm blood. Everybody else got cold blood. And this snake is on my head because it warms the snake up a little bit and it's easy to see. This snake is going to shed its skin pretty soon. It's called a red rat snake. In a pet store, they call it a corn snake. I don't like the name corn snake. Number one, they don't eat corn and they don't live in the corn, and they're not from Wisconsin. This kind of snake lives south of the Ohio River, east of Mississippi, down to Florida. Now, some people say snakes are just one big tail. Actually, the tail begins at the vent. Everybody say vent. Vent is where they go to the bathroom, where they poop. And that's where eggs are laid if it's a female, and this is a female. Everybody say, bye-bye, rat snake. Bye-bye, rat snake. So, in my presentations, I try to use motions, sign language, the concept that kids want to move and make noise. I try to bring joy. I try to also make the program solid in science. So we tell truth stories. We'll use tales about animals and then ask, are they accurate? I've been teaching since 1974 and worked as a naturalist at several Audubon centers in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. I do travel throughout the country. Virtual programming is something I can do. I can do virtual program pre-recorded, and also last summer I did some library programs where it was virtual. I was live on site, and then it was broadcast to the patrons or people that are interested. I use live creatures because many kids are, whether they're scared or not about them, like snakes, for instance. A lot of librarians don't like snakes, but kids love them. And I try to accept people's fears, but not give them mine. So I'm ready for some questions.
All right. Anybody have any questions for David? Ooh, not so far. So you know what? I'll kick us off, David, by asking what I've been asking some of our other performers today, which is if you are open to libraries collaborating with each other as a group to bring you in for either in-person or virtual performances.
Absolutely, that'd be great to do.
Cool. And then if you do have virtual performances, are libraries able to record and then post them up on their social media or website?
Yes, I think that's possible. What libraries have done before is record and keep the video up for a number of weeks, or we could work out something. I mean, this is what I do for a living, you know, and everybody's struggling, the entertainers are struggling. And so, but I want to bring joy. I want to allow people to interact with the animals and the fun that I see in nature, science, that kind of thing. So I think it's something to open the door, ask the question, and then we can discuss details.
Awesome. We did have a question come in from Bethany. Bethany asks, are you going to be pre-recording a Tails and Tales presentation for the summer, or are your pre-recorded shows already sort of geared toward that anyway?
Good question. I hope to do that. I'm going to do a Tails and Tales video set. Usually it's about 45 minutes, so it might come in two parts so that there's a break in between. And I have pre-recorded ones, Wildlife in Your Backyard. I have one from Animals of Our Imagination and Dreams from last summer. And there will be a new one on the Tails and Tales coming up for sure. And it's something that can be done not only in the summer. I mean, I love to do programs throughout the year. Wintertime coming up is a great time because animals, hibernation, migration, activation is something I'll be putting together soon for a school, and can easily be used for families and libraries.
Wonderful. Well, not many questions, but we have not one, not two, but three glowing reviews. One from somebody who actually remembers you coming to their elementary school years ago and still remembers having a blast. So
that's excellent to hear.
And then we also had a couple. Corinne and Minetta both said that you are wonderful. Minetta says, David Stokes did a virtual performance for me last summer and it was excellent. My virtual attendees were very engaged and David answered all of their questions. So there's some feedback about your virtual shows.
Hi, Minetta.
All right. Well, any last questions, anybody?
If someone's interested as well, I can send a sample video package of what I do if they're interested in that.
Oh, great to know. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. That's David with Frog Chorus Nature Education. All right. Well, thank you to David Stokes and to all three of our performers, and also all you youth services librarians who attended this session. Thank you for coming. We're now going to take a break and prepare for our next session. So take some time to get up, stretch your legs, change from your pajamas to real pants if you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. Answer some emails, get a cup of coffee, whatever you feel like you need to do. You can either stay on Zoom here and we'll be starting our next session at 11 a.m. Or if you do get off of Zoom, you can just come back in using the same link. All right. All right. We'll see you at the next session, everybody. Thank you.